The anime season of 2024 appears to be kicking off powerfully with an impressive start as the initial episodes of Solo Leveling are about to be released this week. Solo Leveling, having garnered immense hype, is poised to finally elevate manhwas to prominence, a feat that both Tower of God and God of High School were unable to accomplish. Or so they say. I don't believe the hype, and neither should you. And I'm not saying this because I think Solo Leveling is a bad show. I actually enjoyed reading the manhwa. There's one thing and one thing only that really carries Solo Leveling, and that is just pure hype. The hype you get reading Solo Leveling just based on the artwork, the style, the fights, it's just a level of hype that I haven't felt in a very long time. And I think that's the main reason why I think Solo Leveling will not translate well into anime. I believe Solo Leveling encounters a similar challenge that Record of Ragnarok faced, converting the intense excitement from the manhwa palace into an anime format. This is a challenging feat requiring exceptional quality of anime production, and while A1 Pictures is a reputable studio, this task is still quite demanding, and after watching the trailer, I was left with mixed feelings about this. But even if I'm wrong and the anime adaptation is very well received and it's actually quite good, the aftermath might still not be worth it. If this anime proves successful, it could influence the anime landscape for manhwas in one of two significant ways. Akin to the Dragon Ball effect, where its immense popularity spurs numerous other anime adaptations of manhwas, or it could mirror the Sword Art Online impact, leading to adaptations of numerous Solo Leveling imitators, of which there are plenty. But regardless of the success of the Solo Leveling anime, you should be reading manhwas in 2024. Venturing into manhwa can often feel daunting due to the lack of a clear starting point. Webtoon, the platform where many manhwas are officially published, suffers from a flawed rating system. Like, how is every manhwa on Webtoon rated a 9 out of 10 at least? That just seems wrong. So instead, I'll offer you some recommendations for manhwas to explore. Having read manhwas for years, I've experienced the entire spectrum, from pinnacle of manhwa storytelling to delving into the abyss to read some of the most debatable works of fiction. If you're a fan of psychological dramas, you have to read The Horizon. The manhwa revolves around two children caught in the midst of war, pandemic and global disasters, and over 21 chapters it paints a vivid picture of the struggle to survive in a devastated world. The story is deeply philosophical, delving into existential questions and human emotions amidst a backdrop of tragedy and despair. And the main characters of the story are not depicted as some sort of heroes. The central characters, known simply as the boy and the girl, are depicted as realistic and relatable in their responses to the harsh world they inhabit. And if that psychological drama is not your cup of tea, I would recommend reading Bastard. It follows the life of a teenager, Jin Se-yeon, who is coerced by his father, a serial killer, into committing heinous acts. He has been involved in these crimes since his childhood, luring in victims and incapacitating them for his father. However, the story takes a turn when Jin meets Kyun, a girl in his class. As his father targets Kyun, Jin's instinct to protect her emerges, marking the beginning of a complex and emotionally charged journey. If the darker genres aren't your cup of tea, no worries, let's switch gears and explore the exciting world of action-adventure manhwas. Also, I'll let you know that I'll do a separate video for each and every manhwa that I recommend, and many more, because they need a separate video, just because they deserve it for the simple excellence that they display in storytelling. These two manhwas I'm about to recommend to you are, in my opinion, a lot more entertaining than Solo Leveling. First of all, The Boxer. Imagine Hajime no Ippo, but the main character is Saitama, who happens to be super depressed. The story centers around Yu, a talented but emotionally detached boxer. His traumatic childhood, marked by abuse, has left him with a unique ability to perceive time in slow motion, enhancing his prowess in the ring. However, this talent comes with a cost, as he struggles with intense mental trauma and an ongoing search for a purpose in his life. At the end of the day, it's a sports manhwa, but it doesn't flinch away from portrayal of very dark themes such as abuse, trauma, and the consequences of violence. Yes, it is a sports drama, but it's much more than that. It particularly is interesting for those people that are interested in stories that delve into human psyche and the complexities of life. I've never seen this emotional depth, character development, and unique take on the sports genre before. By the way, if you're a sucker for isekais and don't care about the mediocre storylines, then I can definitely recommend you manhwa, which will blow you away. Her Summon is an isekai-style manhwa renowned for its exceptional art style and its uplifting feel-good narrative. And the final manhwa I want to talk about, which is personally my favorite manhwa, is The Legend of the Northern Blade. It's better than Solo Leveling, The Beginning After the End, SSS Class, Suicide Revival Hunter, all of them in my opinion. Maybe it's because I started reading it when it only had 5 chapters and saw its growth, but overall I think it's just a very, very good and interesting story. It has a slow start with questionable art style, but over time it gets better and better, and the art style just goes from mediocre to being absolutely fantastic. The storyline itself sounds very basic. We follow a story of an orphan named Jinmu Won who aims to build his power and take revenge on the people who betrayed his father. But the world building of the manhwa is good, the character growth and development of the main character is also very good, and the fights. I mean, just look at this. The fights are what makes me keep coming back to this manhwa because it's so good. All I'm saying is that if you like these kind of anime and mangas, you will definitely like The Legend of the Northern Blade. Also, there are very specific concepts which only apply to manhwas and not mangas that I haven't gone into depth yet, so I will make follow-up videos and get you up to speed with everything related to manhwa, so stay tuned and I'll see you soon.